Saudi Arabia and Russia hold oil talks and U.S. stocks plummet. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman has held talks with Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak at the Economic Forum in Russia. After the over 1 hour meeting, Prince Abdulaziz said Russia could continue cooperating within the OPEC Plus oil production agreement beyond 2022. Russia is pumping less oil than its 10.55 million barrels per day OPEC Plus quota. Last month, it was under its quota by 1.2 million barrels per day. Oil is heading for its first weekly decline since April as investors contemplate the prospect of further monetary tightening to curb inflation. West Texas traded below $117 a barrel this morning. It comes as the Federal Reserve this week for the first time openly endorsed raising interest rates well into restrictive territory. It's a strategy that's known to cause an economic downturn. Russia's war in Ukraine has bolstered inflation and driven up the cost of everything from food to fuel. U.S. stock indices closed sharply lower in a broad sell-off as recession fears grow. The Dow lost 2.4%, the S&P dropped 3.2%, and the Nasdaq lost 4.1%. Stocks had rallied on Wednesday as the Fed delivered its aggressive 75 rate hike as expected to help the index snap its longest daily losing streak since early January. But rate hikes by Switzerland and Britain yesterday reignited fears that attempts by central banks to curb inflation could lead to sharply slower growth worldwide or even a recession. Egypt has lifted COVID-19 entry rules for all travelers, Egyptians and foreigners. Saudi Arabia this week lifted all precautionary measures, and the U.S. has also lifted all testing requirements for inbound travelers. However, the UAE has decided to reduce the PCR test validity after cases in the country increased by 100% in a week. Airlines will hold talks in Qatar on Sunday ahead of a potential summer of chaos with shortages and strikes that could threaten their recovery. Aviation sector representatives have a packed agenda for Doha, with multiple geopolitical crises, including the war in Ukraine and the environment. Passenger numbers dropped by 60% in 2020, and in 2021 it was still down 50%. Airlines lost nearly $200 billion over the past 2 years. Coinmina, a Sharia-compliant digital asset exchange company licensed by Bahrain Central Bank, has received a provisional virtual assets license from the Dubai Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, or VERA. The move will allow Coinmina to continue operating in Dubai as it finalizes its ongoing application for a full license. Founded in 2019, Coinmina received 2 digital asset licenses within its first year of operation, the first from Bahrain and the second from the EU. The WTO concluded hard-won deals today on fishing subsidies, food insecurity, and COVID-19 vaccines in a landmark bundle of agreements secured through hectic round-the-clock talks. The WTO says the Trade Ministers' Conference struck an unprecedented package of deliverables, which would make a difference to people's lives across the planet. The last ministerial conference in Buenos Aires in 2017 was seen as a flop after failing to strike any heavyweight deals. Japan's Sony and Honda have agreed to an equally owned joint venture named Sony Honda Mobility that will start selling electric cars in 2025. Currently, Honda only offers 1 EV, but plans to roll out 30 EV models and make 2 million EVs annually by 2030. Honda will bring its expertise in building and selling cars, and Sony will add its software and technology. Each company will invest $37.5 million in the joint venture. While fielding questions in his first meeting with Twitter staffers, Elon Musk pitched a vision of a 1 billion user platform, but he was hazy on potential layoffs, free speech limits, and what's next in his chaotic buyout bid. The Tesla chief talked of letting people say pretty much whatever they want on Twitter, while at the same time keeping it a friendly place that users enjoy visiting. Musk offered no updates on whether he will go through with a proposed $44 billion takeover deal, which he himself has called into doubt. And staying with Musk, he, along with SpaceX and Tesla, are being sued over claims he manipulated the price of Dogecoin in a deliberate crypto pyramid scheme conducted over Twitter. The plaintiff purchased Dogecoin in 2021 and is suing for at least $86 billion. The suit claims that Musk drove up the price of the coin with his tweets about it and that the currency lacks underlying value, and Musk promoted it for his own profit, exposure, and amusement. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.